Hey, boys and girls. Oh, we're doing a little comeback show or whatever, a little explanation or whatever you want to call it. So my name is Mike Bruzenak, and Cell is the one that originally doxed me and put out my name. And then I called him on it, and then he put up a video, and he said, oh, Mike Bruzenak told me that he was offended that I used his name, so I'm going to call him Speed of Sound. And it's like, okay, Cell, in your apology video to you doxing me, you used my fucking name again. So then, I finally decided, at in my agedness that I really don't care anymore. I am retired, I hope. I may have to go back to work, and if I do, I may end up dealing with some of this doxing that's gone on. And so the reason, we've had this interchange that I went over on the weather report yesterday with Sal Cordova, where I was trying to ask him, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he put up a really stupid equation and a stupid graph and a stupid argument for amino racemization. And I just wanted to be absolutely sure that I didn't have it wrong. And I am 99.9% certain that he just divided a constant by t, made it look like a fancy equation, and claims that it proves something about amino acid racemization. And he's going on about, pudding brain, he's so demented, and I feel sorry for the guy, burned his brains out on drugs and alcohol. And the latest little comment that he came up with, he doubled down and went even further. So I'm going to make this full screen. And hi, John. Hi, Scott. We have John and Scott here as my backup.
Hi.
Inquisitors, basically.
Yes, hello. And it's our job to just sit here and listen for a while.
Right. Okay. So anyway, I can't put it there, can I? Okay. So I got to read this. I have no desire to be respectful to you. You deserve disdain. By the way, you are a criminal, I seem to recall. Breaking and entering. Weren't you a drug dealer too? And okay, that amounts to slander. No, I wasn't a drug dealer. Never sold a drug in my life. And I wanted to talk a little bit about my drug and alcohol background and what my life really consisted of, because I think some people are a little bit confused about that. I'm fairly open about the horrible times in my life when I was using. So let's see, what else did he say here? Oh God, he goes on and on. I don't know if any of it's important. Let's see. You're a nothing by comparison. Okay. My co-authors are professional scientists and professors of mathematics, computer science, biochemistry. You are nothing in comparison. And he talks about how my brain is damaged and several other things. And I don't know if we really care about the rest of that. But the part about a drug dealer, okay, here's the deal, guys. I'm a drug addict. And a really good drug addict, and I'm a really fucking good drug addict. A really good drug addict would sooner sell his soul than sell his drugs. So, I mean, it wasn't, I had a lot of really good friends back in the 60s that sold marijuana and LSD, and they were, you could call them drug dealers, but I could never do that because when I had drugs, they had to go in my body. That's just the way it was. And I was a 0 to 60 addict. Okay. I never stopped over at long periods of using or drinking until my very last experience, which we'll get to. But for the most part, I would be sober for anywhere from 30 days to a year, or even 3 or 6 or 10 years at one point. And then I would start to use, and my using would not last ever more than 6 months. Usually it lasted 1 or 2 nights, and very often one night, and I would end up in jail or in a hospital, basically because I had no stop button at all. I mean, I would start drinking. So as it turns out, in my 71 years, I think about 50 of them have been spent sober, and maybe about 20 actually actively using, and a lot of that was in my youth. So the first time I got drunk, I was 2 years old, and one of my mom and dad's friends, Hood, his nickname, got me drunk on Mogan David wine, and I still remember the experience. And then I was on the wagon until I was 12, and then through teenage years, it was pretty light drinking because parents monitor what you do, and I kind of hit it when I left home at 16 and got married, and we were actually sober for a whole year where we just did LSD. And those were some of the best moments of my life, actually. And then somebody introduced us to this new craze that was hitting the hippie community, and it was called speed, methamphetamine, or White Cross. And that was just the end of me. So the first time I did that shit was the last good time that I ever had. And there was never another one where I ever felt as good as I felt on that very first usage. And so I went through kind of a long life of mostly being in AA, helping other people, and helping myself, and being sober. And roundabout, like I was homeless, and I did get into some criminal doings when I was a child, And I told, let's see, we lost Scott. I told Sel about that in a private conversation. And he told me some things in a private conversation, which I am never going to repeat to anybody. But he decided that he was going to put it in this fucking public post with my name, and then go on to suggest that I was a drug dealer too, which is fucking bullshit, Sel. You say that again, and we may have a fucking problem. He asked it as a question, I guess. So, but anyway, you don't do that to people. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you, Seller? You're a little boy. It turns out that, like, what did he say here? There was one part here that kind of told me what his problem with me is. Let's see. Something about a coward. Can you spot it?
Yeah, I can't read that. It's so small.
Oh, really?
Okay. Well, no, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I don't have a blown up screen. I have it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can't really see it over here either.
Well, wait a minute. Oh, I just blew it up and then you took it away.
I did. Okay, here it is. I'm not here to cater to what you want, since for the last 2 years you've been polemic with no apology for calling me a coward, insinuating I'm somehow afraid to talk to you. Well, I call anyone who blocks me in every form, email, on every one of my, or both of my accounts on his channel, he has blocked me. And anybody who's putting out pseudoscience at the rate that Cell does, and you block me, I'm going to call you a coward. And the reason for that is not that I think you're a real coward. It's to egg you on, right? So that you'll open up the conversation and address some of these points. And of course, he can't do that. I tried to have a conversation with him about this graph that he did, to try to find him, to give him like the benefit of the doubt that he might actually have something, but it appears that he actually has nothing, like zero, zilch, nada.
I'd like to point out that the atheist just exclaimed, "Oh my God!"
The atheist does that a lot. Let's see.
Yeah.
Where the hell is it?
So can I say something real quick, because it's kind of funny. I remembered what it was I posted when I first got there, because I heard the pudding brain, and I saw it was in the title, I think, too. And I posted in the live chat, pudding brains, ? Taking cues from Smoky Saint now, ?
Oh, that was you. I did see that.
Yeah, yeah. And I said classy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anytime you can take a cue from Smoky Saint. And then the other thing I want to say real quick, real classless, what he was talking about. I mean, it's like, you know, whatever. You don't bring that shit up.
I know. It just like, what is the fucking point of bringing up personal shit like that? Well, I guess I have psychologized him and brought up, and suggested that he's got some emotional problems, and now I'm absolutely convinced that he's an emotional juvenile. He's like a seventh grader. He's no better than John Maddox or Smokey Saint. In fact, John Maddox seems very mature compared to Sal Cordova.
Well, and it's so funny. I was just going to say, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, and it's so funny because S.J. Thomason was in the live chat.
Yeah. And nobody would tell her who Answers in Atheism was. No.
Oh, yeah, somebody told her eventually.
They did? Okay.
They posted your I think your name and everything right in the live chat.
Okay.
But so he says he's a YEC proudly, and he's a scientist. And I put in there, I'm like, scientist that's a YEC? Like, wait, because as far as I'm concerned, all right, yeah, you went to school, you got some kind of degree, but the minute you tell me you're a young Earth creationist, and I'm not a scientist, I'm an idiot when they talk about science, but I'm sorry, I have no problem in declaring. You say you're a young Earth creationist. That's as far as I go with you. You're done. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't care what your profession is. I don't care what you think you know. If you're a young Earth creationist, you are an idiot. And that's Jake Thomason. She's no young Earth creationist.
Hey, Scott, are your comments showing up in your StreamYard?
They were not, but then I left and got back in, and
no, they are.
They were. However, they have not shown up since I got back in.
What the hell is
wrong? The last thing I typed in there was I'm going to restart my StreamYard, and then nothing else has shown up since that comment.
Yeah, I can't see a single comment.
So we're going to have to look at the actual comments on YouTube.
Oh, no, John left. Yeah, but we can't highlight them if we can't see them. So we can't highlight any of these. Yeah, so we're just going to have to talk about them. That's too bad. Something's wrong with StreamYard again. Anyway, so let's see. Where was I? To hell with this tosser. So anyway, I was involved in, I got into trouble when I was a kid, and everybody on the Iron Range of Minnesota, or at least 10% of us, maybe 20, did the same thing. We went through all kinds of hell. But if you check my criminal record, you will find zero, zilch, nothing. I have a clean record. I have no criminal history at all. I think I have 3 driving after suspensions, which started out with my front license plate fell off and I got stopped. And then I tried to pay the fine and I kept sending the check to different Minnesota offices. And somehow after I got behind that 30-day thing, they took my license away, but I was a single father. I was raising 2 teenagers and had to drive them around. And I ended up driving anyway, and they kept pulling me over and giving me more tickets. So I ended up with 3 driving after suspensions. I got a DWI in 1974, driving from my mother's wedding at a church 3 blocks to her house. And that DWI, I believe, is no longer in the system. And I never got another DWI or anything else other than, let's see, well, I have a speeding ticket from about 2008. So there you go. That's my entire criminal past. If anybody wants to know what kind of criminal I am, got in trouble when I was a kid, like anybody else. And then the other thing is I'm a drug addict, right? Okay, so
So
I lived in.
can I just real quick before you move on? So, I realize that part of this is you just laying it all on the table, and then basically that's
Right.
taking away his ammo. Fuck you. This is everything. So you got nowhere else to go with it. But I gotta say, it's to me, it's distasteful. Not distasteful that you're doing it. Of course, it's your right to answer back. But the idea that he put you in the position to have to spell that out because you don't owe him or anybody any explanations. Fuck him. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, you've been put in the same position. You know about this stuff, right? For being honest. I mean, for being honest about the turmoil of a life lived. I mean, no one gets through life without with some of this bullshit happening, right? And I'm pretty public about it. I make jokes about my crazy drug use, and I kind of laugh about it. But I'm telling you, when it was happening, there was nothing funny about what the fuck was going on, right? I mean, it was the times when I used, the maybe 15, 20 years out of the 71 I've lived were the worst times of my life. And it is a tough road. So, but I'll make fun of it. And yeah, we were talking earlier, John. The thing is that I would not change a single thing if I had a button to push to get a do-over and to do things differently. I wouldn't. I would do what I did exactly to bring me to the place I am today. I am so grateful that I am a drug addict and an alcoholic. It's been a blessing in my life, actually, now that I'm sober. Not a blessing when you're using.
Well, right. I mean, that's you wouldn't be who you are today if if all of that hadn't happened. Everything had happened. You wouldn't be the person. Your mind wouldn't be what it is right now if you hadn't experienced all that. That's the big problem with AI and looking at maybe possibly like downloading a brain or anything like that. That's all well and good, but even if they could do it, the moment you take it away from the body, it's going to be something different,
Yeah. So, okay, we got a question in the chat about a link. No, we're not. We're not going to give out links today. Okay, I think I'm going to give out fewer links in the future. It's hard for me to get a word in edgewise when I do have things to say. I'm just not going to put anybody else in the room. So anyway, sorry.
Well, what he's trying to tell you, he's already dealing with me. So.
Okay.
I just want to
to
go ahead and reiterate while we talk about Sal and his mistakes about speed and his misguidedness and his lack of spiritual and ethical growth. He's still too goddamn afraid just to turn over that data so you can look at it.
I know.
And when it boils down to it, he was just too much afraid. I'm not even going to call him a nice little expletive or anything. Too much afraid to hand over data for analysis. Simple spreadsheet.
If it looks like a coward and it quacks like a coward, it might be a coward. I don't know. But anyway, okay. So where was I? So go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, as far as being a coward, he's calling you pudding brains and quoting Smokey Saint. So right there, that shows that he's got a very yellow streak running down his back.
Yeah, you got that from a child predator. Anyway, okay. So, let's say I lived on the Iron Range in a depressed economic environment until I was 28 years old, I think, somewhere around 28. And then, and I had every indication that I should get the hell off the Iron Range. It's a small mining community, and it's a real tough community. It's it's a place where the only direction you can go is work in the mines and die there, black lung or whatever, or sell drugs or steal shit. Right, those are your options up there. And it's it's a little better than that. I don't want to piss on
Were
the
these
radio.
coal mines or iron?
No, they're iron mines. Well, the black lung from taconite mines, I think they cleaned all that up, but you don't get that anymore. But anyway, so it's a real rough and tumble environment. And I was homeless for a while up there. I couldn't get a job. Now, I dropped out of high school in the beginning of the 11th grade over a disagreement with my principal about putting me on detention because I decided to go deer hunting and take a week off school. So I quit school, and I also got into a fight with my Phi Ed teacher, and it wasn't going to be resolved, so I decided to quit school. I got a GED in about 1972, and I got one of the highest marks on the GED that they had ever seen. And they called me aside and talked to me after that and got me into college. And I ended up testing into the middle of the second year of engineering school, and I worked in the mines on night shift. At the same time, I was taking chemistry, physics, and calculus, and a bunch of other things. So I'm not exactly a high school dropout, and I have audited a number of college classes on logic, neuroscience, and molecular biology. And I put together a little bit of a degree, and I'm going to do more of that. So I don't have any degrees other than an associate degree in digital electronics. That kind of, after I gave up on trying to get an electrical engineering degree, which would have cost me a fortune, which I didn't have at the time, I ended up going to electronics school for digital electronics. And then I got into the computer industry, and I went from making like $600 a month to making what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, high five figures in 1980, and then started a software company and made quite a few $1 million selling some software that I wrote, which my partner spent on marketing. So we never walked away with any, right? I went from that to being a computer consultant, and I was a successful computer consultant in banking software. I wrote word processors, spreadsheets, compilers, typesetting software. I wrote machine stuff. I wrote things for radio towers to sync up across the county for emergency broadcast systems. And I worked on about 65 projects, and my career excelled, and my income went straight up after that. So I've been a successful computer consultant for most of my life, coming from that shitty background. And I've never said all that before. I'm a high school dropout is, my joke. That doesn't quite sum up a life lived, right? I've done a lot more than that. I've been in a lot of projects. So there's that. And then I came down to Minneapolis, and I sobered up, and I have been sober for most of the time. I had a really bad slip in the year 1998 to 99, and then again in 2001 until 2007. And my last experience with drugs and alcohol was absolutely devastating. I wrecked myself, just absolutely wrecked myself. But anyway, in order to get basically brain damage from alcohol, you have to drink continually for about 40 years. And usually your liver goes before your brain goes. And it's called Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. And usually it's usually a result of malnutrition, which just didn't happen to be one of my problems. There's nothing wrong with my fucking brain, Mr. Clown Cordova, you asshole. And he actually calls me, he says I have dementia. He says, well, he has dementia, and I hate to pick on him. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, like, Christ. Oh. Anyway.
All that because he's just too damn chicken shit to the spreadsheet with data on it.
Right. And so, the thing about drugs and alcohol is a lot of people that aren't addicts sort of judge people who are alcoholics, because they look at an alcoholic and they think, oh, you just want to go out and have fun. And God, most real alcoholics, have very little fun. It's mostly chasing a high as fast as you can until the point until you either black out or you get so sick you're puking your guts out in the toilet, and then suffering the remorse and the guilt and everything from the next day. And then what happens is you feel so horrible after one of these binges that you swear I swear to God, I'm never going to do it again. Never going to, I use the G word, never going to do it again. And then 3 days later, it's almost like a switch flips in your mind and you completely forget what it felt like 3 days prior. You have this complete inability to bring forth with sufficient or to bring forth with sufficient force the memory of even 3 days or a week ago. And that's one of the things from the big book. And that's one of the nasty things about alcoholism is that you can't predict what your mind is, how your mind is going to trick you 1 week from now. And everybody says, why don't you sober up? Aren't you worried about your family and stuff? Well, everything in your brain that drives you forward, like love and dopamine and reward, it's commandeered by addiction. And it's turned into a force that does nothing but get you that next fix or next drink, right? And that's why they call it a disease, because it is so crazy. Doctors had patients and told them, if you go out and take one more drink, you're going to die. And 3 days later, he's back in the emergency room and he's drunk on his ass. And the doctor's like, what in the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, you can't possibly, it's befuddling even to us, even to the person who does it. I'm like, the times that I drank, I'm like, what in the fuck was I thinking? Why did I do this? And I could never understand it. And I kept going through the same cycle over and over again. And the only thing that breaks it is drug addicts hit a bottom, they call it. And they have sort of a spiritual experience. They have a complete reworking of their mind. And in that moment, it's almost like a born again Jesus experience. In that moment, you have some chance of coming out and changing your life and getting around that cycle to the point where it doesn't suck you in again. But then what happens is if you don't go to meetings every week or have some contact, or if you don't remain cognizant of the fact that you're an alcoholic, you'll find yourself one day saying, oh, it's hot out. I think I'll have a beer. And it just comes out of the blue. And it's like, and those thoughts still come. Okay. I get like one every, I think the last one I got was when my daughter died, and I thought, God, it would be nice to get really shit-faced right now. But then you have all of this protection from, constantly from living a program of basically rehabilitation, which most 12-step programs are. You have this protection against those little sudden impulses. And as long as you stay out of that cycle, you can stay sober for a long time. And I've been sober for 15 and a half years since my last. And I absolutely believe that I will never drink or use a drug again. I have severe shoulder pain right now, and I will not take pain pills for it, no matter how bad it gets.
I'm sorry. Crispy. A drug addict hit my bottom once.
Where was that?
You put it up on the screen, didn't you?
No, it was Scott.
I was doing that.
Hit my bottom once.
Yeah. Did you have any nights like that?
I didn't see the comment. Oh, a drug addict hit my bottom. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay. No. It's so funny. I was just thinking, too, when you were talking about that. It's just too bad that there's not a 12-step program for stupidity that Sal could join.
Yeah. Okay, so Dave M, yeah, it doesn't always work. You hit the bottom and something has to happen. I mean, it's like it happens to some of us, but unfortunately not that many of us that can actually, turn it around. And I've lost so many fucking people to this. That's why when Cordova says shit like that, it is very penetrating. When you know people that are dying right now of this stuff, and you got some judgmental prick saying things like that. I mean, that is just fucking really, really offensive.
Yeah, you would think somebody in that particular religion of his would take a moment and think about all the people that these diseases affect, and why you would want to take them and use them as a weapon
Yeah,
against people.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Admitting 12 steps is too much is the first step, J. Patrick. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not sure. Anyway,
you were saying most alcoholics die of nutrition, is basically, or malnutrition.
No, most die of liver or heart failure or something like that. But if you have Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, which is wet brain, they used to call it, that's basically where alcohol starts to affect your cognitive function.
Right.
That is often due. They think that it's due to vitamin B12 deficiency and lack of nutrition for long periods of time. But I think there's also some indication that it hits your hippocampus, which is your short-term memory, your temporal lobes, right. And that alcohol is a lot harder on those neurons. But those neurons are also the only neurons in your brain that are actually creating new copies of themselves. So, right. So you still have some neurogenesis in your temporal lobe. So if you stop drinking, if it's just that, you haven't fucked your entire brain by malnutrition, you have some chance of recovering and building all that, back.
So I also wanted to comment on, you were alluding to the fact that you may be going back to work. And I was just thinking, and I don't know if you want to share this or not. I won't share it, but I'll lead you there. It's so funny. Yeah, you're so unaccomplished as a human being that you were contacted recently by what? By whom?
Oh shit! I can't remember. And no, I'm not going to bring that up.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, well, it would be somebody that maybe Gilligan and the Skipper would be afraid of.
Yeah. Oh God! In that cell stream that he just did, he was talking about. Okay, this guy is so prideful. He got his butt kicked on Modern Day Debate, right? They just wiped the fucking him and his partner looked like fools with PhD Tony. And so he said, yeah, I was just, biding my time and being quiet. And he thought he was winning. But he's a fool. He was calling him a fool. And Sal Cordova. And because Sal Cordova came up with this amino acid racemization thing, which we are going to cover, Sal, in utter fucking detail, because there's a lot of new research on this. The field is 35, 40 years old. And anyway, so he was talking about PhD Tony like he was such a fool, right? I mean, you go look at PhD Tony's site and the stuff that he does. This guy's the real deal. I mean, he's out there. He didn't do that oxygen thing that he showed, that graph. I think that was from one of his fucking research papers. At least that is exactly what he works on. And Saul Cordova, who's done nothing but co-author with hooked his wagon to a couple of professionals with PhDs that have managed to get published, like Sanford and Baumgartner and those guys. I mean, there's no comparison. Sell is not a fucking scientist. He's not doing any real work in the field at all. It's like,
so on that PhD Tony debate, wasn't his strategy? Didn't he just say, "Well, I can't really fight what you're saying"? Talking to Tony, but there is problems with your side, and you have to admit there's problems with my side too. But you have to admit there's problems with your side too. So therefore, that's all I heard him say, and of any substance in his opening statement or whatever. I
Yep.
guess I can go back and listen to it again and make sure I'm not
Oh,
misrepresenting him. But he was basically saying, I know there's issues with my side, but there's issues with your side too. So,
yeah. And then he comes up with his, well, the creationists like to come up with these one-off things like, God, it's really weird, but I think the only thing Cell has on this amino acid racemization is he says, why don't they test it from 700 million years ago or from the Cambrian 500 million years ago and find out if there's still, basically a higher level of deamino acids. That's it. It's like, why don't they go out and test this stuff? Because we've made a prediction that you're going to find basically new amino acids in 400 million year old fucking fossils, right? And then he comes up with some stupid graph where he's graphing a constant over time, and he claims that is somehow a devastating blow for the entire field, and that's all he had. And I went over that debate, and it's like, okay, Sal, you must have more, right? More? No, they don't. Then he shows a picture of soft tissue and starts talking about Mary Schweitzer, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, what a joker, what a clown. It's just, my goodness, do better. I mean, it's like, in the future, we're going to prove that creationists are right, and the trajectory is, and all this bullshit. It's like, no one in evolutionary biology is taking you guys seriously. Go fuck yourselves.
Well, and the thing is, too, is like from now on, like whenever you put a picture of Sal on the screen in any of your streams, I might react poorly because I'm afraid of clowns.
Oh yeah, I am too.
I got the what is it, the colorophobia? I think it's colorophobia.
Is that what it's called?
Or colorophobia or
Yeah.
Colorophobia.
Well, when my kids were like 5 years old, I showed them. I got them to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and they have this surprising fear of clowns. I don't know why. I don't know. They'd scream and run away. I let my kids watch almost anything.
I just wanted to mention to everybody to go to Jay Patrick's channel and watch that short of a pleasant surprise you will hear concerning.
Can we play it? Or should we send him to Jay's channel?
Well, Jay Patrick is in the side chat, so it's up to him.
Yeah, Jay, should we play that? Should we steal views from you for all of my? Oh, wow, we got 23 people watching us. I don't know. Oh, also, Schnool, I think his name is Schnool or Schnoil. He's on Cell's channel. He was on Modern Day Debate, and he was, and I threw out a bunch of stuff, and one of them was this radiometric dating thing. And he said, "Oh, you haven't really put up an argument." And I said, "Well, I will, and I fucking will, Schnoil or Schnool, if you're listening." And Schnool is interested in getting the real data and basically reproducing those plots that Cell shows from 1965 to 1985, I think it is. And I am too, Schnoil. So if you would like to collaborate on that, I'd be more than happy to send you the data, and we could go back and forth and figure out how to reproduce some of that stuff. Because I've been looking at some of the papers and I have some of the data.
So is Sal watching right now, do you think?
Oh,
go ahead and play the thing from Jay's channel.
Yeah, he said he could.
Can you put it in?
Do you think Sal's watching right now?
He might be.
It's actually in the side chat, but I'll put it in the private chat too.
If I can find it, I'll pop it up. And I got it.
There you go.
No. Okay, no, I don't have. Oh, you put it in private chat. Good man.
I'm bringing it up right now.
Copy link.
Actually, yeah, it's not going to work for me anyway.
Yeah, it's not going to work for you. Okay. Oh, this is shit. Get rid of me. enough about me. Okay, this one. Now I'm hoping this plays. Okay, yeah, this is YouTube. So what the fuck is this, like a short?
Yeah, you gotta share it though.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah, you need to put it on the screen.
I need to start my cam. Let's just get set up here like professionals, the professionals that we are. Let's see if. How the fuck do you play this?
Hit
What? Okay, this is different. So,
Yeah, just
oh shit. How do you go? Okay, where are the controls on this thing?
well, it's on the side. There's a little speaker looking thing that you just unmute.
Yeah, but how do you start it over? How do you slide back? And
It'll play. It'll start over by itself.
What is this fucking bullshit?
So the other day I was watching a video from Praise I Am. Found out he has an interesting take as to what a colostomy bag is. Here it is.
Colostomy bag. So if anyone's ever seen a colostomy bag, it's from homosexuals that they can't hold their poop anymore.
Hello, everybody. So the other day I was watching a video from Praise I Am.
That's it, right?
Found out
How the hell do you stop this thing?
Wait a minute, I don't know, but you're missing all of it. Like I thought we were gonna watch it.
I thought we got it all. That was it.
Let it loop on one or two.
Oh, it was looping. Oh, all right. I thought he had something to
Yeah,
say.
let it loop because other
What's
people might have missed it.
colostomy bag? It's from homosexuals that they can't hold their poop anymore.
Hello, everybody.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So the other day I was watching.
We're just looping. So anyway, that was it. So that's
That's what he thinks people will wear colostomy bags. Why they have to wear them?
right. Yeah, that's what he thinks. Oh,
I've just got to say thank you, Jay Patrick. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's the greatest. That's the greatest.
My faith in humanity is just shot, but thank you, though, Jay. For your attention. Thank you, Jay.
You know, if it wasn't for Jay Passick, we wouldn't have Jay Passick at all.
Yeah, that's true. Wait. Okay, that was deep, John. You went too.
God.
You went too far. Anyway,
So like anybody? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was going to ask you to go ahead.
Oh, I'm just gonna say. I mean, like I come around sometimes when you guys are talking to science, and I lay back and I say what I think, but I make no bones about it. I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to that shit. But I am smart enough to know that Sal's a bigger idiot than me. He might know more than me and more terminology than me and all this stuff, but because he believes the Earth is 6,000 fucking years old, he is an idiot.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
End of discussion. Idiot.
Oh, he even kind of admits it. He says, ID is a lot easier to defend than young Earth creationism. Yeah, Sal, that's because there's no evidence for it. There's a lot of evidence against it. That's why it's hard to defend. But no, he's going to defend it anyway.
Well, and the funny thing is, though, about those fuckers, pardon my language, about the people that, believe all that stuff of where life came from and everything, and then they want to say intelligent design. But what they do is they rule out, because if you want to talk about intelligent design, like the cell was intelligently designed or something like that, there's a whole fucking huge long list of possibilities of where that intelligent design could have come from. But their only focus is intelligent design came from our God.
Yeah.
I mean, it could, we could just be, our universe could be like a jar of sea monkeys on some teenager's shelf somewhere,
Well, the thing they always leave out is that, okay, you can design something like I can design a mansion right now, right on paper. But after you design it, you actually have to find a way to actually build it. So how the fuck did God do that? So how did God do that? God did that with magic. He spoke a word and something come into existence. It's like, this is magic, okay? But they don't like it being called magic. Why is that? But it is magic.
Yeah, they don't like that shit.
They don't like that. Why don't they like that? I mean, why don't you just fucking own it and say God magic the universe? I mean, he said a word. It's like, okay, if I go out and I build a fire and I throw on some sage and then I say hocus pocus abracadabra and something happens, that's fucking magic. That's what your story says God did. Magic. Own it. Fuck. Why don't they own it? Oh, because magicians, they don't like them because they're Satan? I don't know. Do you know? What's up with that? Anyway, let's see. Oh, Crohn's disease. Shit, that's horrible. Yeah. I have a young friend who has, or a young acquaintance. I don't know him. He's not my friend. He's my friend's son-in-law. And he's going through that shit right now with colostomy, and they may be able to reverse it, but they got to cure his cancer first. So, fuck. My dad had one. That's the last 2 or 3 years of his life. He died of colon cancer. Most of them forget they were a pagan religion at one point. It's like they were pagan, mom. Yeah.
So here's when Sal thinks of how his God created everything. This is what's running through his head. You just wait 1 second. There might be a. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Hey,
Production values are us, man. We're right on it. Hey, Thor.
Yeah,
Thor.
I probably shouldn't touch those live wires hanging out of your computer.
Yeah, we got to talk to Thor about something. You know, everybody, please explain to Thor that snack is not a snack.
yeah,
Not
this is what
Okay, it's a Thor.
this
Thor.
is what Sal hears in his head when he thinks about his God. Thinks about his God having created everything. This is what Sal hears.
Hey, Thor.
Could you hear that?
No, we couldn't, unfortunately.
What is there was the I Dream of Jeannie song.
Shit.
Oh, what's that? Oh, I thought the cat walked right up to the camera.
That's the new one that I got to go pick up. In fact, I'm going to be out of town now until Sunday. So
Wow.
maybe come back Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. So I will be gone because I have to go pick up snack before.
Regular pagan mom says she hears the purring. You must have a cat in your arms right now.
Yeah, I have Thor. I showed Thor on camera just a little while ago. I'm trying to explain to Thor not to eat snack. Okay. Just because
Well, you did make it confusing.
I did make it confusing, but so it has to be. So I have to say Loki, Thor, snack, treat. Okay, that's how it goes, and then they'll understand. I'm going to say Loki, Thor, snack, and boom, they're going to eat them.
Oh, you saw that video too, huh?
What's that?
You saw that video with the guy sending his dogs off one at a time. He had like 12 dogs, and they were all standing there. He had like 12 dogs. They were all standing there in front of him, and he said their name one at a time and told them they could go, and they ran off one at a time as he called their name.
Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to teach my cats to count. I got 1 kitty, 2 kitties. Now it's going to be 3 kitties. So it's like, this is going to be like math, like advanced math for them when they get 3 kitties. But I have hope.
Sounds like a Dean Koontz novel.
Yeah. So what else? Is there anything else that I haven't covered about, the true story of my horrible debauched life that we need to cover? Because I think people get like confused about the fact that I've been sober for the greater percentage of my life.
I mean, I listened to everything, but my attention was drawn away for a moment here and there. Did you talk about the cross dressing?
John,
What?
I did. This
Oh,
is the
you
first.
did?
Okay, no, we have never talked about cross dressing. You and I have never talked about it. So if you're bringing it up now, maybe you're confusing me with praise. I don't know.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Yeah, what the fuck is that? What is that? One of
Wow.
Scott's dogs?
That's a little. That's a little. It's called a Merle, French bulldog puppy. I guess 6 weeks old, and it's really enjoying its new doggy bed.
Can you still hear the purring?
I guess.
Anyway. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna go pick choke cherries and see a bunch of old friends and get into the North Woods. And
So just to clarify something real quick, just because you did this today and just pointed out what a dick cell is, like
Yeah.
you're not going like the Steve McRae route now, are you? And you're gonna have all drama all the time.
I actually this is going to. I'm renaming the channel to Sell the Clown Show because I'm gonna be covering more Cell. I'm gonna be covering a lot of Cell, and but no, we'll have other content as well. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fucking Cell in the future here. I'm pissed.
So can you do like the animations and all that shit? Because should take an actual screenshot of Sal from one of his videos and then superimpose clown makeup on his face.
Yeah. There's this. Okay, that was our. Inexplicably, Cell got into the tub. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. And then at one point he was upside down. Yeah, there's a lot of good screenshots. And then he does this pudding brain. It's like, oh boy, that's so funny. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, what a tosser.
I thought that when the first picture that you showed, I think it was like smaller than that or something. Same picture.
Yeah, that's a smaller version of that. I think, I don't know.
Well,
Anyway,
the bigger one, I thought it looked like he was going swing.
Yep, I threw the link out there, but I think we're going to end her pretty quick. Don't got much more to say about any of this. Do want to do some work on amino acid racemization, and I can't believe that he is that dumb that he is dividing a constant by t. But okay, so he's an idiot. We know it.
You put the link out there here at the end, and I guarantee you, the moment you said no to midnight, he laughed.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, that's who I put it out there for, midnight, if you're watching this in retro. But so Scott and I had a brief conversation in the background about should I take the high road with Cell and just go after his arguments, or should I call Cell an idiot clown? And I insist, Scott, that I'm not taking the high road on this one.
Well, maybe you could delineate, like have separate compartments spent on your streams. Like here, I'm going after the argument. Here, I'm going after the person. That way, people won't think that we're just,
Oh wow.
being,
Okay, CRISPR, your devices are not connected, so I can't put you in. I'm not sure what's going on.
You could, yeah. Wow.
What? Oh.
No, what Scott was saying, I was agreeing. Good idea. You could have like segments, like the Dave Letterman show.
Oh yeah.
And Scott could be like Paul Schaefer and have like a little jaunty tune to play before he said, like, here's Sal's stupid science, and then you could have like, Sal's idiocy.
Well, one of the things that Sal said on his stream is that he has to stomp out my misinformation. And that's exactly how I feel about him. And that's why I'm going to do it, because Sal knows enough terminology so that his peeps out there who listen to him are absolutely believe and lap up everything he says. Kind of like Rob Manton standing for truth. And Jesus Christ, we can't have these fools putting out this misinformation and not counter them.
And then he spent a lot of time in that video decrying Kent Hovind, which is kind of funny.
What happened?
Both aspects. One, he's a YEC too, and then the other thing is here's Sal, calling you that pudding name that he got from Smoky Saint, and here what's his name, Kent Hovind, is in a world of shit right now because of possible accusations of some monkey business.
Yep.
And and Sal's borrowing phraseology from another disgusting human being besides Kent Hovind, Smoky Saint.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen CRISPR's link that he pasted there in the private chats?
No, I did not.
Take a look at it.
How long ago was it?
It's in the private chat. There's only like 2 of them. His is the second one, and it has his name on it.
Oh, shit.
It's like a link to a Google Drive.
Oh, yeah. I accidentally clicked don't allow sharing on fucking Firefox, and I don't know how to fix it. Okay, I still can't find it. Looking back. How long ago was it?
It's
way
at
up?
2:43 p.m.
So I want to say to CRISPR, what happens when I click don't allow? Yeah, you have to allow use.
Hey, I don't see CRISPR's comments for some reason.
Of your
you don't see in the private chat?
He answers an atheism.
Oh.
He says, what? He says, that happens when I click don't allow. That happens when I click don't allow. Is why he's saying he can't get in. It's but you have to hit allow. You have to give them allow for allow on your mic.
Yeah, but if you accidentally click don't allow, Firefox for some reason StreamYard on Firefox has no way to go back and say, no, I clicked the wrong button, damn it, which I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think that's what happened to him. I think if you reset the computer, but you may have to clear your fucking history and cookies too. I'm not sure. Don't know, but I will check out this link. Oh, my shoulder cancer is killing me. I hope I don't have bone cancer. That would fuck me over.
Go see a doctor.
Yeah. But then, oh, yeah, okay. So you showed it, the picture, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Where did I
bone
go from?
cancer.
Bone cancer would
suck.
That would suck. That's one of the things.
Yeah, if you had bone cancer, you'd be done with the ladies.
Different bone.
Nice one, John. Nice one.
Oh, yes, man. What? Oh.
But that ship sailed long ago. Anyway.
I have to say.
Now Sal Cordova. Okay. Now Sal will do a stream on how I admitted that my dick doesn't work.
Well, why don't you do a stream about it?
I should do a stream about it.
Yeah. Are you ashamed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you can talk a little bit about being ashamed, but hey,
Well, actually, no. I just don't allow it to work anymore. Like
the old soldier's not saluting like he used to, if you know what I mean.
My advice to men over 50: zip it up and forget about it, and stay away from the ladies. Fuck you. It's like it's over. It's over at 50. They don't want you. It's like, God, get over it. I don't know. Anyway. Well, you might find an age-appropriate person to mate with, but not
What's
for
age
me.
appropriate?
Same age as you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm of the school that once they're legal, they're the appropriate age.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. Well, no, not for old guys.
I'm not
No.
saying I get that kind of action. But what the hell?
No, not for old guys. No. No, if you're in your 40s, that's fair because when you're in your 40s, you're kind of in the prime of your life. It's fair to go out and try to, Oh yeah, there was some shit that Cell told me in private conversations that I am not going to bring up publicly, and I could. But Jesus Christ, I just think that would be like the most horrible thing you could do. And that's what he did with me on this criminal bit, right? And it's like, so I'm going to take the high road there and not bring up shit, It's just like, I don't know. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to a dog. And I value Sal a little, right around the same way that I would value a dog right now, today. That's where my mind's at. Am I taking the high road there, Scott?
Oh, I wasn't listening. I was reading Dave.
I was comparing my valuation of Sal to my valuation of dogs in general.
Holy
But,
shit, man! That's like Ed McMahon, like reading a magazine during the Johnny Carson show.
What?
You know he was sneaking a peek at a magazine while Johnny Carson was talking to some celebrity.
Hey.
Yeah, that's true.
Happy birthday to your wife. My birthday today,
in a month, yeah.
26,134.
I forgot. 21,373.
You young punks. Get off my lawn, youngster.
Get off.
Anyway, I think we'll end it. What do you think?
I think I'm just going to end it all.
Oh, well.
That's not anything to joke about, guys.
Okay, so now we got to put up that number at the end of the video. God damn it.
Now you have to find that 800 number.
I don't have that number. Do you have that
Trigger
number?
alert.
I should have that number.
Seek professional help.
So I was joking. I was, playing on words,
Well, goodbye, cruel world. Ain't any better.
By the way, I'm not the one with an exit plan, so.
With a what?
Nothing. Never mind.
Okay.
See you later,
You're
folks.
absolutely right. Secular pagan mom.
Mom says what?
She is saying bad jokes,
Scott,
dudes, and I'm accepting her rebuke.
Oh no,
398. Wait a minute. What day and month were you born, Scott?
I was born on December 25th, 1963.
Christmas. Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Jesus?
I was born on the 30th, so we're pretty close.
Huh.
What did we say? What did we say that secular pagan mom is all up in arms?
Oh,
She helped us out there.
Something we shouldn't repeat. Anyway, what else? I think we covered everything that I wanted to cover. I think I got it out there.
Andrew, do you want to come in the back room?
I kind of did a bio. Yeah, we could talk in the back room, Andrew, if you want to grab the link.
I didn't. Did we put it? We did put out a link. So
we did, but I'll put it.
I'll put it out again in case it went back.
Yeah, but we are ending the show. By the way, secular pagan mom, you had some kind of a trouble on Gerst streams, I think it was. I don't know. There was something going on.
Maybe she needs to click on the link and come in the back
Yeah,
room.
tell us about that because I wasn't sure. I just noticed some tension going on. Okay, guys, we're gonna end it. Gonna shoot her in the head. We're not gonna. No, we probably should. Yeah. Okay. We need an 800 number. Fuck. Okay. I'm going. Goodbye, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? Goodbye, cruel world.
Yes.